Both are pretty great cameras. You've clicked this video because you're interested in what I think is the best action / B-roll camera on the market today. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you. So when you guys think action camera, most of you think either the GoPro 7 or the Osmo Action. Both are pretty great cameras. However, there's another camera that most of us don't think of when we think of action type cameras, and that is the Insta360 1X. Not only is this guy a great little action camera, but the B-roll you can get with this thing is sort of out of this world. I've been playing around with one of these for quite a few months now. I was lucky enough that the company Insta360 sent me one to try out snowboarding and doing all this testing with. And man, has it exceeded almost everything I threw at it. I've gotten so many cool clips with this thing that there's no way possible I would have captured with just the GoPro 7 or the Osmo Action. One of the really cool things about the Insta360 is it looks like you have a cameraman following you around. If you get their selfie stick, the stick disappears and it looks like you're just being filmed. I'd recommend getting the longer stick, at least that long. And I'd go ahead and recommend picking up the bullet time attachment. Some of the Insta360s come with like a little wire or nylon cord that you can do the same thing with, but those can snap and then your camera can break. These don't snap, they hook together and you swing it around, and that probably makes no sense. So let's get out of this office and I'm just gonna show you how cool this camera really is. Few cameras to go make this happen. We're gonna go to my favorite spot now and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how we make a video like what you just watched. Let's go. And it is a really windy day today, so hopefully the audio is okay. We are gonna be trying different audio for different mics. This is the Osmo Action right now in case you're curious. Let's go over to another location right over there. So as you can see, the way I'm holding this, you can hold it like this. I could point it out like that. I could put it down to the ground. I can put it above myself, over here, wherever. The biggest thing that you want to worry about is how high or low. Think of that it's filming up, down, left, right, forwards, and backwards at every moment. The audio, as you can hear, coming from the Insta360, especially on this windy day, really sort of sucks. That is the biggest downfall, and since Insta360 has a new product being announced next week, let's really hope that that's what they're fixing. Because besides that, this thing is awesome. I don't really care that it's not waterproof. It's pretty much snowproof. It would be killer if it was waterproof, but they do make a waterproof housing. When you're actually out riding or doing whatever action thing you're doing, all you gotta do at that very moment is worry about the height and where it is around you. You want it filmed behind you, you want it in front of you like this. Just worry about what height you need it and where you're thinking you're going to point the camera at after the fact, because that's when you get the footage. It's after the fact. If you want some ground low stuff, just put it down low. Keep in mind that the sun is sort of your enemy. You don't want to just keep it flat against the sun. You want it sort of horizontal against the sun. You can see as the stick here, right here, what I'm touching, that's the stick. You see it's gone. I know that looks weird. However, if you have it at the sun at the wrong angle, it does sort of show that stitch line. You don't want to be turning the camera like this. That makes it harder to edit and post. You just stick it out there, just like that, and you go. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So for a little clip like this, I'm just gonna ride by this path twice. Once with the camera in front of me, once behind me. A couple of the times I'm gonna have it low and mid and high both ways. Woo! Now keep in mind it has lenses on both sides, so if you fall and hit that lens, that's all there is to it. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and get it behind us, because that is really the only two things you gotta worry about. We've moved the camera up a little higher. And believe it or not, if I wanted to, with just those two passes, I could make quite a few clips just out of that. We're gonna go ahead and ride back down to the camera one more time and get some foot action. And for that, you just point the camera down. Just put it down here like so, and go. Woo, it's windy. Now see, you probably didn't see that, but the wind just almost pulled my hat off. And with a regular camera, if I had been pointing a GoPro just down to get that foot shot, there's no way I'd be able to show you this right now, me grabbing my hat, trying to keep it from falling off. To get this same shot, I would have to pass by and do this, I'd say probably a good 4 or 5 times to get that same shot with a GoPro. We just did it in 2 passes. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, get back to the studio, and I'll show you how we edited that clip with some music, just with those 2 passes, high, low, front and back. That's it. I broke my tripod, broke my lapel mic, and now I'm gonna have to buy new attachments for all that. So you're once again hearing the audio directly from the Osmo Action. Fingers crossed that we got the clips that we need. It's a beautiful day, but holy heck is it windy. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this content, and if you do, remember to hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell so you don't miss future content. All right, guys, we are back in the studio. So let's go ahead and get the files from the camera, the Insta360 One X, to my iPad, and I'll show you quickly just how we sort of edit it. If you're interested in a more thorough, a deeper involved video that shows how I not only edit it, but really how I bring it into Final Cut Pro and put it into one of my vlogs, let me know in the comments, because something that detailed would be pretty extensive. But if enough of you guys want to know, then I'll try to bump that video up and make it a little sooner than some of the other stuff that's coming next. So there is an app you can download for your iPhone, your Android, or whatever device you have. So you can do it on a tablet, your phone. You can even do this on your computer. There's an application you can download for your computer. I really like to use the iPad Pro. Look at the size of that thing. Once you've turned on the Insta360 One X, you're gonna then see this screen right here. And you're gonna connect using Wi-Fi, or usually it gives you a chance to use a cable too. But you go ahead and connect your Insta360 to your iPad or your other device, and you'll be able to see all the things you just filmed. You wanna actually import them into your iPad. We're gonna go ahead and do that. I'll show you where that is. You see there's a local and a camera. So you go to what's on the camera. So these are photos on the left, and you've got your video. I have some old snowboarding content on here. And you have bullet time, which is what you saw me doing with the spinny thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring all that into here, and then we'll show you how to edit it. So after you get everything downloaded into the iPad or device you're gonna use, you can go ahead and clear off what's on your camera. So you just open them up. Down at the bottom right, there is a delete, and you confirm it. Make sure you have them all transferred, because you can't get them back after this. Once you've edited it here, you can then bring it to your computer, into Final Cut Pro, Premiere, whatever you want, and add it into whatever else you're making. So then you go to local. Today, we're just gonna go ahead and open these, and I'm gonna do a quick little bit, and then I'll edit them further off screen. As I said, if you wanna see more, then you just let me know. You can do 916 wide, regular 916, square, which is perfect for Instagram. For this purpose, we are gonna go 16:9 wide. And we just go ahead and start it. Once we get where I want it, we'll stop it, and you can move it around to where you want it to start. and I'm gonna start it right there, and we can do a pivot point. So that is where the camera is now looking, at that pivot point. So if I just hit play and let it go out, you see the little X down at the bottom. If I want to get rid of that pivot point and change it, you can click that out, or you can tap the top 3 dots, and down at the bottom you can say reset edits, and that starts it over for you. You can then scrub forward and you can move it where you want it. I will then drop another pivot point and so forth. So you see it goes to that pivot point, and then it sort of rotates and moves with the camera. Here's something different. We're gonna go ahead and show you how this works. This is called viewfinder, and this is the most fun and the best way I think you can edit this footage. You either want to stand up or you want a swirly chair like this. Tap the viewfinder, and now you see it's starting at that point, but now anywhere I move the iPad, it's like I'm looking in that direction. The slider at the bottom is what records it, so as soon as I hit that red dot, it's gonna start recording. So I want it there. If I slide it all the way to the left, then it's gonna zoom in a little bit, see? And you see how I'm moving it up? If I wanna see the whole picture, I'll zoom out with that red button. And you can zoom all the way out like this. And here's the cool thing, is if I go down while it's all the way out, you got a tiny planet. And then you hit the check mark at the top, and that locks that in, and you can see this pink area is where that was. We're gonna go ahead and turn the camera around. I think we go back that way. I'm gonna do the viewfinder again, and this is the way I edit almost always with the viewfinder. And we're gonna go in and start it out a little. Whoa. So I got it behind me, so you saw now the stick is behind me, it's level midway. I want those mountains in that shot. And I'm gonna go up with it and do a little tiny planet. And here's the cool thing, check this out. And go up with it. Oh, I stopped. We'll do the viewfinder there, and we're gonna go straight into this, looking straight up. And you see what that does? It does a reverse tiny planet. You notice how, like, I'm looking at my back foot, my front foot, and we're done. Now, once you get it edited once, what I usually do is then you save that into your files, into your photos by clicking the little arrow at the top. You have options. You can click it straight to YouTube if you want. You can go straight to Instagram, which where that 1:1 section comes in very handy. And then you put it to your album, because I like to then use it later as something with Final Cut Pro. At this point, you could just export it as a 360 video, upload it somewhere, and then the viewer can select what they're looking at. So there's so many options with this. So we're gonna go ahead and save that, and then I'm gonna take that same footage, I'm gonna knock off all those points, and I'm gonna look in different directions and get 2 or 3 passes out of that one pass, out of that one video. I'm gonna get 3 different directions, and that's what I'm going to take into Final Cut Pro and edit to show you what an end result can be. What I really like about this camera is that you can get shots that you just cannot get with a GoPro, an Osmo Action, an Osmo Pocket, a drone, or anything else. The 360 technology, it's still pretty new to the consumer level like this. What should be coming soon over the next few years should blow our minds even more than this already does. I'm gonna put a link to this camera in the description below. If you wanna see more instructionals that really show how it works in more detail, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to try to make something a little bit more put together. I've been using this thing since the winter and I love it as far as B-roll goes, and for just having, and for just putting it, hey, get out of there, puppy. No, hey, it's been a killer camera and it's worked out really good. This is my co-host, by the way. She's sponsoring this video. This is wicked. I appreciate you watching, and if you know other people into this or might be into a camera like this, share this video with them and maybe it'll help them out. But for now, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.